You're hiding information from the American public. Senator Tammy Baldwin just called out RFK Jr. over funding delays that are putting children's health and education at risk, from lead poisoning cases to Head Start closures.
Senator Baldwin.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Secretary Kennedy, you run a department that touches the lives of almost every American. Yet, for this budget hearing, these are the 6 pages that we have gotten in terms of your budget request. We are also 7.5 months into this fiscal year, and yet you are not telling the American public anything about how you are spending the billions in taxpayer dollars right now. You had to submit an operating plan to the Congress, and this is just a sample page, but 530 programs simply have asterisks. Secretary Kennedy, this isn't about your hiding information from me. This is about your hiding information from the American public. And if you're going to cut cancer research or gut mental health support, at least stand by your work and explain it to the American people. Now, Secretary Kennedy, I want to start with what I hope is an easy question for you. Do you think lead poisoning in children is a significant concern?
Is lead poisoning
In children, a significant concern?
It's a extremely significant concern.
Thank you. Then I would like to know why your department has effectively shut down the very program to address lead poisoning in children. The city of Milwaukee requested assistance from the CDC to help the city respond to lead poisoning cases tied to public schools. 6 schools have been closed, displacing more than 1,800 school children. The request for federal assistance was denied because of lack of staff. The entire childhood lead poisoning branch has been fired. In the words of a Milwaukee mom, it really sends a message of, you don't matter. I don't know what you would say to parents who must now test their children for lead and deal with school closures. But do you intend to eliminate this branch at CDC, yes or no?
No, we do not.
Okay. Because you cannot tell us that you want to make America healthy again when you are willfully destroying programs that keep children safe and healthy from lead poisoning. Congress dedicated $51 million in funding for this particular program. But when a community asks for help to prevent lifelong complications for children, and there is no one there to pick up the phone, and it's not because this program is ineffective, it's because you fired the entire team whose job it is to support communities like Milwaukee.
If that money has been appropriated, we will spend that money. If it's been appropriated to Milwaukee, we will spend it in Milwaukee. I've spent a lot of time in Milwaukee
It's to
working on
provide
that issue.
expert, and the entire staff has been fired. Secretary Kennedy, I did note in your opening testimony, although we wouldn't know it from the skinny budget that we have, that you plan on funding the Head Start program. But I want to tell you about the ramifications of what has happened to date with regard to Head Start. I've heard from families across the state, people who are terrified about the uncertainty and instability surrounding Head Start. Just 1 week into President Trump's administration, Head Start programs in Wisconsin suddenly couldn't access their grant funding. It forced one Head Start in Waukesha, Wisconsin, to temporarily close, leaving 250 families without care. Over the last 4 months, HHS has provided roughly $1 billion less to Head Start programs across the country than during the same period last year. The delays in funding have exacerbated uncertainty for programs needing to make payroll. And in some instances, like the one I cited in Waukesha, programs have had to shut their doors until the payments came through. Now, I don't know what you would say to a parent who is unable to drop their child off at preschool because you failed to get already appropriated money out the door. Or maybe I should ask you, what would you say to a parent who shows up for child care or for Head Start and the doors are closed?
I would be very sad if somebody showed up. I fought very, very hard to make sure that there be
What
no
is
cuts.
causing the delays in
As I
Head Start
said,
funding?
I fought
That's my
very,
question.
I fought very hard to make sure that Head Start gets all of its funding next year.
Well, we need it this year, and why are there delays now?
I don't know that there are, Senator, and I will look into it, but I don't know, there should not be any delays. The funding is there, we are spending it, it's allocated. I don't know why there would be those kind of problems. I can tell you that within the agency, there were, there were people who wanted to make the Trump administration look bad, and that there were checks held up that shouldn't have been. I will have to look into that, Senator.
Senator Tammy Baldwin didn't mince words during this hearing. She directly confronted Secretary RFK Jr., calling out what she described as a dangerous pattern of hiding critical information from the American public. This wasn't a debate about politics. It was about the real-world consequences of mismanaged federal programs, from lead poisoning in children to the sudden disruption of Head Start programs across Wisconsin. Baldwin's questions highlighted a shocking reality. Millions of taxpayer dollars are allocated for programs designed to protect children and support families. Yet communities are left stranded because key personnel have been fired and funding isn't reaching the programs on time. In Milwaukee, she pointed out, 6 schools had to close due to lead poisoning issues, affecting 1,800 children. These closures aren't abstract numbers. They represent children's health, parents' work schedules, and the trust communities place in federal institutions. She drilled into Head Start as well, showing how delays in already appropriated funding forced programs to close, leaving families without childcare. This isn't just bureaucratic red tape. It's children missing early education, parents scrambling for care, and a clear signal that the system designed to protect the most vulnerable is failing. Baldwin asked the questions everyone at home wants answered. Why are programs being blocked or delayed? Why are appropriated funds not reaching the communities that need them? Secretary Kennedy's responses were cautious and vague, deflecting responsibility while promising to look into it. But Baldwin's point was clear. A department that touches nearly every American's life has an obligation to be transparent, accountable, and responsive. When programs fail due to inaction or mismanagement, the impact is immediate and devastating, from children's health to family stability and community trust. This hearing reminds us that federal oversight isn't just procedural, it's moral. It's about protecting the health, safety, and future of American children. Baldwin's confrontation shows that lawmakers are willing to call out failures, demand accountability, and insist that programs funded by taxpayers actually serve the people they're intended to help. If you want to understand what's at stake when federal programs fail and why oversight matters more than ever, this hearing is a clear example. Like and subscribe to Left Lens for commentary that breaks down government actions, accountability, and the real human consequences behind the headlines.